In this video, we're going to learn how to do translations using a compass and a straight edge. So we're going to learn how to do translations in plane space. So if you look, here are the steps outlined for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow these steps. So if you remember when we do a translation, you always have to know the distance and the direction that you're trying to go with your object that you're translating. So in this case, the vector AB is telling us the length, so the distance that we need to travel and the direction we need to travel. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy that length. So we're going to go ahead and take a straight edge, not our straight edge, our compass, because we are going to measure. So take your compass and you're going to measure that length of the vector. And make sure when you measure that you're actually showing the arc that you've measured it. So by putting that arc there shows that I've measured the vector. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that distance on each of the points that I'm trying to translate. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just draw a circle around this. I'm going to do the same thing here. So both of these circles now represent the length of the vector that I need to travel, or the distance of the vector I need to travel. So now what I need to do is I need to make sure that I go the same direction. So I'm going to start with the endpoint of the vector, or that initial point, and I'm going to go to the point that I'm trying to translate, so P2. And so basically here's my initial, here's my initial. So I'm going to just mark that so you know that I've measured it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to slide it down along the vector until I get to B. So following the direction of the vector, now I'm going to mark an arc, and that's where my new point's going to go. So this is going to be P2 prime. So I went the same direction and distance as vector AB. And then the last thing I need to do is just repeat that for any other coordinates that I'm trying to translate. So I'm going to go from the initial point of my vector to my initial point where I'm trying to translate. I'm going to just mark that, showing that I've measured it. And then I'm going to slide my compass along that vector so that I'm following the direction of that vector. And then go ahead and mark that. And then that's going to be P1 prime. And then when I'm all done, I'm going to connect my image points. So here's my final picture. If I connect, and there's my new segment that I translated using vector AB. So I went the same distance and direction as vector AB. So go ahead and try the check your understanding problems.